You're listening to Package Your Genius, a conversation designed to give you clarity on your calling and serve as a catalyst for your career. I'm your host, Amanda Miller Littlejohn. We are officially at the halfway point of the June Daily Podcast Challenge, and I am having so much fun doing these daily episodes. So thank you for joining my journey and being a part of this. I want to make a quick birthday shout out to my longtime friend, James Walker, who is also works with me in Maximum Exposure. He's a PR and communications genius. And today is his birthday. So hit him up on social media. He's JWalk1, the number one, JAYWALK, the number one, on Instagram and Twitter. And let him know you appreciate his genius, because he's definitely a big blessing in my life. So happy birthday to James. Today, I want to share a quick message before I head out to gather some Father's Day. I'm whispering because I might be heard, but I'm gathering Father's Day goodies for Mark. So before I head out and do that, I wanted to drop this episode on today, the 15th of June. And my message for you today is, don't miss your window. And this message is screaming at me because it came up twice in 24 hours from two different sources. So yesterday I had a call with a woman I met at a conference some time ago, and she was presenting at the conference and I was presenting at the conference, and we both were there in the capacity of entrepreneurs who have communications-based businesses. And, she followed up with me to say, hey, let's have a chat, have a call to talk about how we can support each other and potentially send each other business. And by the time we had our call, she had essentially decided that she wanted to put her business on hold and go back in-house to do work for corporate America. And so in having that conversation and asking her how she made that decision, she said something that I thought was really, really smart, which was where she is in her career journey. She's in her prime. She is, doing her thing, like intellectually, creatively. She is at the height of her powers. And if she were ever to have a very high level corporate role in communications and marketing, now is the time to make that happen. She's been out for a few years on her own, running her business and building it. And as those of you who know or have tried to do that, and I know I've tried to do that, I have done that, it's hard, it's a grind, and you really have to be committed for the long haul. And sometimes it takes 3, 4, 5, even 10 years at times for you to really get to that level of consistency where your business is generating the type of income that allows for you to have the type of lifestyle that you want and be able to save and invest and buy the home and the cars and the private schools and whatever is on your budgetary agenda. And so she realized that, okay, 3 or 4 years in this entrepreneurial game has not been enough time for me to build the business up and the revenue up to the point where it would have been had I had one of these C-suite level roles in a corporation. And, nearing age 40, I really need to maximize my earning potential right now. Like, if I don't try to do this now, if I don't try to land and get one of these roles now, if I wait, I don't know, another 3 years or 5 years or a decade or, 15 years, it's probably going to be too late. This is my moment to make this move right now. And I only have a window of time while I am still desirable, while I still have the energy to perform at this level, while I still have the interest to do this, while my family circumstances are in a place that can accommodate the heavy travel that I will have to take on, to commit to a role at this level. This is the window, right? So if I'm going to do it, I got to do it now. And I affirmed to her that, even if you take a major role, you can come back to your business better. You can come back having that role on the resume and that experience in your back pocket that makes you even more valuable for your business. But if you are going to do that, if that's a move you know you want to make in your career, then you have to do it now. Don't miss your moment. Don't wait until you're desperate. And it's one of those things to where you need them more than they need you. And the tables are turned at this point because she is in a great place. She has clients, she has work, she has business, but she also is hungry for an opportunity to make change at that big institutional level. And she has the energy, the wherewithal, and the intellectual capital and capacity to do it. So that was one thing. Another way that message of don't miss your moment came up was I was talking to a friend just about like people we have known throughout the years and how some people we were surprised that they didn't make bigger leaps sooner or when they had more shine. Like we talk a lot about this early 2000 social media era, which was a very fertile time in DC for lots of online digital strategists. Social media was becoming an actual area of discipline and experts were emerging, and we were kind of in that space as comms professionals. He was on the agency track, I was on the entrepreneurial track, but we were just talking about like how it was interesting how some people started businesses, some people seemed like they always wanted to have businesses but never pulled the trigger, and now we look at where they are and kind of the career track and wonder, well, what would have happened if you had been more aggressive in starting and launching that business back then versus maybe deciding to do it now. And not to say that the moment has completely passed, but there is something to be said about striking while the iron is hot. So my question for you today is, where is the iron hot in your life right now? One of the areas that even came up for me was this idea of talking about pursuing your passions or identifying your purpose in childhood, and how this is really a strike while the iron is hot moment for me because my kids are really at that age that I always ask clients to reflect back on when they are considering how to get back on track with their purpose. So what were you doing at age 8, 9, 10, 11? What were your interests then? What did you want to be when you grew up then? What were some of your hobbies? What did you do in your spare time? And if you can really remember and center yourself and focus back on that time, it guides you back to who you really are. And so just being in this position where my children are at the very age that I'm asking clients to reflect on to get clear on their own purpose, this is the perfect time for me to do something, whether it's a podcast or a book or an event of some sort around purpose, finding purpose, because I have a clear process for which I help kids or other parents to identify purpose areas in their children and how I foster my own children's creativity and potential. So, this is one of those strike while the iron is hot moments. I have a window, and hold me accountable because I definitely want to jump on that. But whatever that hot iron is for your life, maybe it is starting a business, maybe it's writing a book, maybe it's getting married, maybe it's having kids, maybe it's moving, maybe it is getting the chance to live in another city, like before you have kids and you have the commitment of other people depending on you, the flexibility to travel and do and go. If the iron is hot right now for you to do that, do it, because you really don't know how the circumstances of your life will change and how